This is the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT Trail Boss. Is it the best full-size truck? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Red River Chevrolet to give you the information to answer that question. We're going to take a deep dive into this truck as far as this particular trim level goes to show you what you can expect to find. And that's one thing about these Silverado trucks. If you're saying to yourself, well, there's other things I'd like to add. Well, there's a lot of features you can add. So that's a good thing. Glacier blue is the exterior color. A nice color, I must say. I'm not typically a big fan of blue vehicles, but this exterior color looks very nice. You'll also find a jet black interior, and you'll find some gloss black in a few different areas with the door handles, also on the mirror caps and right up there on the hood. Also find a gloss black front grille. And down there on the lower portion, well, guess what? When you run across those Rams, the Fords, the Toyotas, even the Nissans that are stuck, they're gonna know right where to hook up to let you pull them out with your four-wheel drive truck. They'll see those red tow hooks right there. The Z71 logo down there on the lower portion of the front grille. And as far as your lighting goes, well, it's pretty much LED everywhere you look. A little bit harder to see in the bright Louisiana sunshine, but LED headlights, LED fog lights, and LED daytime running lights. Now, in this particular case, you have manually folding side view mirrors. They are power adjustable, and they are also heated. That's always a win for a lot of people because they like to have those heated power door mirrors. Let's take a look at the remote. You can see what all is here. Remote start, and you can lower the tailgate as well with the button right there. Now it's only power down, it's not power up in this particular case. You do have passive entry on the front doors here. That's what this button is right here. That makes things very easy. You can come up there as long as you have the remote on your person, lock and unlock all four doors with the push of a button. And a little extra lighting here with the cab light and the in-bed LED lighting. We have a dampened tailgate back here, very easy to work with, and signature LED tail lights. And something that I really like here that helps getting in and out of the bed right here is going to be this area. That's going to be your corner or your bumper steps. Pretty deep area, easy to find, a sure-footed area to hop up in there, so no problem getting in and getting out. So that helps out quite a bit. We finished things off back here on the rear. A little more gloss black on the bumper and the exhaust finishers. And speaking of exhaust, let's open the hood and see exactly what that's connected to. Under the hood of this particular truck is the 5.3-liter V8. Makes 355 horsepower, 383 pounds-feet of torque. It's naturally aspirated, so those of you who are anti-turbocharger, that should put a smile on your face. And it's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And just for grins and giggles, even though it's likely to never happen, I'm curious to know, how many of you would like to see Chevrolet offer a manual transmission for these Silverados, for these full-size 1500s? I'm curious to know. And let's talk about MPGs, because if I don't mention it, somebody's going to say, why didn't you? So I'm going to. 15 city, 18 highway, 16 combined, and 6.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. If you're curious to know how much gas you can put in the gas tank, it's 24 gallons. And tire and wheel size. 275 will be the width. It's going to have a 65 series sidewall and wrapped around the 18-inch wheels. And how about practical use as a pickup? Well, you can tow up to 9,000 pounds, and with the short box, you're looking at a payload of 1,990 pounds. And I'll show you how the tailgate operates right here. As far as that goes, it is dampened. It's very easy to lift back up. Like I said, you can only use the power feature to bring it down, but that's what the situation is. And a total of 12 tie downs. You have 3 in the front, 3 in the rear on each side. We showed you that in-bed LED lighting that's located on each side right here, angled towards the front. And the handy dandy 120 volt power outlet right there. That's helpful. It really gives this truck a lot of ability to be used in a multitasking way, such as for tailgating. And when it comes to the interior, you know the color, but let's talk about its use. Nice large armrests, they're comfortable, and even larger door bins back here in the rear seating area. This area can be used as a cup holder, quite a bit of storage here. And you have the under seat storage. Both sides of the cushion area fold up. People like to see that. And something else that I like here is the length of the cab. So there's a lot of leg space for driver and passengers. And the transmission tunnel is not super high. In fact, it's pretty low profile. So whoever gets stuck in the middle seat back here, well, no big deal. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. Have to force that down just a little bit. Something else that I really like here is the in-seat storage. Chevrolet taking advantage of what they have in this area that really helps out. Well, it's there. You might as well take advantage of it. And the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. And you might have noticed that this truck does not have any kind of assist steps to get in, whether they're power or affixed in place. Well, that's to help with off-roading capabilities, because if you have something that's hanging down right here, well, obviously that's going to limit those capabilities. Good news. You have a grab handle at every corner here, all four doors. It makes it a lot easier to get in and out. And a lot of different little storage spaces here, including the rear seat pockets, cup holders on the rear of the center console. Nobody will go thirsty here for a lack of places to put drinks, because there's a bunch of them. And the air conditioning vents on the rear of the center console, as well as a couple of USB options. Now you'll notice I haven't said anything about a sunroof because there isn't one here. And for those of you who are saying, okay, Tom, I like what I see. If I came into Red River Chevrolet to buy this truck as it's spec'd out, what would it cost me? $65,130 is what's on the sticker. Let's see what else we get beyond what I've already shown you. The same basic setup here with the armrest and the door bin here with the door panel on the passenger side. And you'll see that you have the Bose audio system. We're going to have a manually adjustable passenger seat over here, but it is heated, very comfortable seats, and a little bit of storage right here. You'll also have the upper and the lower glove boxes. Like I said, there's a lot of storage potential here as far as different areas that you can use. And I'll go ahead and hop on inside. Very easy to do, again, with that door handle right there. And you have a little bit of storage right here. Now, for those of you who have not looked at one of these trucks for the last couple of years or so, you might say, well, at that price point, there should be a charging pad, a wireless charging pad. What gives? Well, it's right here. And for those of you who have been looking at these trucks for the last couple of years, well, I know that's not a surprise to you, but you just never know who's watching. We're gonna have a couple more USB options here. And here is your shifter. Some like it, some don't. Some prefer a column shifter. Tell me what you think. But there is a ton of space here with this nice wide center console lid, and then within, more space. You're going to find another power outlet and a couple more USB options over there. And this tray is removable, so you can gain access to a lot more space within. Quite a bit going on here. And as far as the upper console goes, for those who may wish to see what is up there, there we go. We'll let that come into focus and view, let the light come in on it, and you can see what's there. Because I know sometimes people ask about that, and I want to make sure I show you. And most likely, you know what to expect here additionally on the driver's side door panel compared to what we saw on the passenger side. And you won't find seat memory, and you won't find the ability to use the power folding mirror function because, as I told you earlier in the video, they're manually folding. But the driver's seat is power adjustable, as you can see with the controls here on the side. And here is your power parking brake. You can change driving modes here and control the lighting on the exterior of the truck. And there is a lever right underneath here that allows you to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, and your auto high beam control is right here. So if they're not on and you need to turn them on or turn them off, that's where you're going to do that. And we'll go ahead and hop on inside here and take a look at what happens on the screens here as far as your animated graphics go. I know there's people out there that aren't that worried about that, but you know what? It's here. I might as well show you. It's one of those things that, like I said earlier in the video, if I don't show it, somebody's probably going to ask about it. So I better go ahead and take care of that. And again, for those who maybe haven't looked at these Silverados for the last couple of years, here is the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. And you may say, you know what? That looks nice, but you know, I don't like the colors. Well, guess what? All I'm gonna do, I push the right arrow right there, and you can see that it came to display layout. And there are some presets here that you can choose, or you can push that left arrow again, and you can choose whether you change the left side, the right side, the lower gauges. There's a lot of different changes you can make here. Your software info is there if you need to go to that, and reset to default. If you want to do that, you can. Very nice looking, very modern looking. Steering wheel mounted controls are here, as well as your shifter paddles for controlling that 10-speed automatic transmission. And speaking of that, let's go through our driving modes. And we don't start with off-road, but that's where I'm going to start on this particular part of the video. So we go off-road, sport, and normal. Those are your 3 driving modes. And all I'm doing is simply using the control right here, the drive mode selector that I told you about earlier and showed you. And for those who like simplistic and practical things, if I can keep from getting tongue twisted on trying to say those 2 words, here is your control for your radio. It has a volume knob, and you can push that to turn it on and off. And if you ever need to get back to your home screen, well, you can push the button there. You also have an option right here, because you do have a few different options. Now, on this particular truck, we don't have a multitude of cameras. We do have a couple of different views. Your basic rear view camera right here, and you can not only use this to hitch up to a trailer, hook up to a trailer without having to have anyone help you out, but if there's something behind you and you're saying, how close am I to that? Well, there you go. That's how you're going to do it. And like I said, I can push that button right there. Now you have Google Assistant here. I'm not going to use that or demonstrate it, because I found out when I say, hey, you know who, it sets off devices in your houses. I don't know. Maybe I should do that just for the fun of it, but I might upset some people, so maybe not. I don't know. But that's what you have. Google Maps, everything voice activated. You can see that you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay here, and it is wireless, so you don't have to have a USB cable to connect everything. And there is so much here. I could go through a lot more than I'm going to take the time to go through to keep the video from being too long. But you can see all of the information here for trailering. You really don't need me to tell you about this. It's very simple to figure out. I think you can use what I call the hunt and peck method. And as we can see right here, we go into settings. There's a lot of information here, but something that I think will be very helpful to you is to go here into your vehicle information. You have teen driver mode. If you want to turn off your rear seat reminder or turn it on, you can do that there. And you can turn on or off your buckle to drive feature. I always tell people, I encourage you to use your seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt when you're driving. But if I was going to just drive around here on the lot here at Red River Chevrolet, well, it wouldn't really make much sense to have to put my seatbelt on. So having that turned off in this particular case is helpful. And how about your collision detection systems? Well, here's what we have. So in case you're curious, well, there you go. And you can go in and make some changes where that is concerned. We can go back right here. So that's what we have as far as those features go. So a lot going on here, pretty easy to deal with. You're going to have your one-touch buttons down here. Very simplistic, a very nice modern-looking interior, but it's still simple at the same time. You will have dual zone climate control here. If you want to sync those two together, you can do that right here. Okay, we're going to get out on the road for our test drive with this truck. And what exactly makes it more of a trail boss than what you might get otherwise? Well, you have the mono tube shocks, you had the skid plates, you had the heavy duty air filter. There's a few things here that definitely help out where all of that is concerned. And you have hill descent control. So all of those things will be helpful if you get into some off-roading situations where you need such things, and so pretty helpful. Overall, the thing I like here is not only is this truck useful in off-roading or maybe just driving around in rough terrain when you're wherever you might be. Heck, it could help you out if you're dealing with a situation where you live in an area where it's flooded, get some heavy rains and issues like that come up. So there's a lot of benefit, kind of a real multitasker is what it ultimately amounts to. And not only in those situations, but as just a general pickup truck. You have plenty of space within the interior for driver and passengers, plenty of room within the bed. You can haul a lot of cargo. You can obviously pull a reasonably sized trailer as far as what this truck is capable of. Overall, very, very useful and very, very enjoyable to drive. Now, you know, these trucks, well, they're trucks. They're going to have a little bit of a truck-like ride quality, but you know what? It's not bad. I don't think people buy these trucks expecting a cushy ride quality. If that's what you're looking for, well, you might have to look at the Honda Ridgeline, but you're probably not looking for a full-size truck if that's your situation anyway. But overall, these trucks do very well in a multitude of ways, and obviously there's a lot of different trim levels to choose from and a lot of different engine options to choose from. So depending on what you want, well, you have the 2.7 liter four-cylinder, and I know a lot of people scoff at that, but depending on your situation, that might be the thing to buy or use or whatever the situation is for you. You also have the 3-liter diesel. And as you know, we have the 5.3 liter V8 under the hood here and the 6.2 liter V8 that is also available. If you're looking for the most powerful V8, well, that 6.2 liter is going to take care of business for you at 420 horsepower. The torque numbers will come in at 460. So pretty impressive numbers, just depends on your situation. But overall, a very enjoyable truck to drive. And I always like to mention this when appropriate to mention. Technology here, very easy to use, very easy to learn. For some people, they may look at it and say, well, it looks a little bit challenging. Well, just because it looks new, it looks modern, has a nice look to it as it does, doesn't mean it's difficult to learn or use. In fact, that's why I said what I said earlier in the video, that it really is something you can learn by using what I call the hunt and peck method. Okay, tell me what you think. Is the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT Trail Boss the best full-size truck? Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm curious to receive your feedback. And don't forget, if you're interested in this truck or anything else here at Red River Chevrolet, check out the link down in the description of the video. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends here at the dealership for loaning me this truck to show you, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.